So far we have been naming the organic compound. Now these are the rules we have been applying in summary. That is, remember, the first thing we usually do is we find the longest continuous carbon chain. After that, we need to number it forward and backward. So also we check for if it is single, double or triple bond, because single bond is alkane, double is alkenes, and triple is alkyne. So we need to know whether it will be surface or preface, and we use priority lists. They are in alphabetical order. So if it is the same functional group, we arrange alphabetical order. If it is different functional group, then we use the priority list. So what is the priority list? Look at the priority list here. If so, that is the way we are going to number the carbon, that is to pick the smallest number, is by using the priority list if you have more than one functional group. So I will use example to back it up. So but for now we have number one, COOH. COOH is alkanoic acid. So if you have COOH in the structure, so it's the COOH that will tell us the way we are going to number, that is the direction we are going to take our numbering. And we start with the lowest number, the one that is very close to this COOH. So another one is, so followed by CHO. So that is COOH surpass CHO. So followed by, and what is the CHO? That is alkanals. So CHO is alkanal. So followed by um so we have this is your CHO, the alkanal. In writing it in that format. So number 4 is the hydroxyl group, OH. So if you have the hydroxyl group, OH, or the alkanol, OH is alkanol, so, or hydroxyl group. So number 5, it means if we have any of these together in the same structure, so we consider this first, before this, before this, before this. That is the meaning of this priority list. So number 5 we now follow by either if it is a triple bond, or if it is double bond, or if it is single bond. Single bond is alkane. So now if you have the everything like this in the same structure, so this is how we consider it first accordingly. So now followed by we also have the halogens, chlorine, bromine, iodine, so like that. 8, we also have methyl, the alkyl group, ethyl. So and you remember, anytime we name, we take these ones last in naming. So the alkyl group. So these ones, the inorganic substance, they surpass this organic. So in numbering, then this one will determine our numbering. So let's see example to back all this. So let's say I have one hydrogen here, one hydrogen, because for each carbon there must be 4 bonds, because carbon have valency of 4 and hydrogen have valency of 1. So if I'm adding the alkanals here, remember this is double bond and this is oxygen. The valency of oxygen is 2, so that means it must have 2 bonds. So total bonds here is 4, so this structure is correct. Now what will be the name of this structure now? If you look at this name, so look at this functional group here. So the functional group is uh sorry, let me change it here. H. The functional group here is alkanals. So this CHO. So that is alkanals. So what will be the name of this structure now? So what should be the name? So you will notice that in the priority list is only this one that is there. So it's the one that will give the lead of the naming. So now if you number your carbon forward and backward, 1 2 3 4 5, also 1 2 3 4 5. So the longest carbon chain, just like the rule number 1, find the longest continuous carbon chain, that is 5 here, and 5 carbons is spent. Also you've number forward and backward. So we check for the functional group, yeah, which is this one, CHO. That's our canals. So we use the priority list if we have more than one functional group, but here is just one. So now the position of this CHO is 1, so that is pentanal, because the surface for this alkanal is Al, so it will be pentanal. So like that. So now I need to compare this with another one, so you will see something different here. So this is pentanal because this is an alkanal group. So now look at this. Let's say so let me remove this. Let's say I have this. Okay, let me draw another structure to explain. So let's say I have this. Let's say I have this. Now look at this diagram and this structure and the previous one. So see the previous one. You will notice that the O is here at the last end, but look at it here. You have at least one carbon that is after the O. So now if the O is at the end, either here or is starting here, if the O is here or here, is an alkanal, and that is why we name this one pentanal. But if it is between carbon like this, if it is between, is not alkanal again, then it is now uh, ketone, that is the alkanone. Remember I've done alkanone also. So if it is between, then is alkanone. So that will be ONO, as in alkanone. So let's see this now, naming now. So this one is how many carbon? 1 2 3, 1 2 3. This is prop. So this is propanone. So because this is alkanone, so that is propanone. So that is the name of this compound, propanone. So take note of the position of that CO. So if it is in between carbon, then is alkanone. But if it is at the end, then is alkanal. Take note. So we also have the alkanoic acid, that is the COOH. So let's form question there. So let me still leave the priority list and others so you can use it to understand this one. So let's say we have C. So let's say we have this. How can we name this? So if you look at this is COOH, that is alkanoic acid. So count the longest carbon continuous chain. So that will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You need to count the carbon here too, even though it's COOH, so you are counting the carbon 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now this is 5, that is pent, but this is alkanoic, so this will now be pentanoic acid. So this is pentanoic acid. So now let's say I change the COOH. Let's say I attach chlorine here, so you can know the priority list. So in my next video I will do questions generally how to name, but here is just to understand the rule. So now I have COOH group and I have halogens. So which one will give me direction of my numbering? Is it this way or this way? So if you number this way 1, 2, you know chlorine is closer this way. If you number this way 1, COOH is closer this way. But if you look at the priority list, so COOH surpass halogens, so that means it's the COOH that will tell us the direction. So I'm starting this way, and if I want to number, then it must be alphabetical order, but this will give me direction. I'll count, so that means I'm counting this way 1, 2, like that. So now chlorine will now be at the 4th position, so I won't pick the closest to chlorine. I'm picking the closest to this because this will give me my direction of naming. So this one now will be, chlorine would be, how many chlorine do you have there? We have just one, so that will be chloro. You don't need to say 2 chloro, so because the 4 is the position of the chlorine, so our numbering will be 4 chloro penta. So I don't need to say penta 1, so that is pentanoic acid. So if you have multiple functional group, then you use the priority list. So that is why we start our numbering like this way, but not this way. So that is it. So this is 4-chloropentanoic acid, because the position of chlorine here is 4. So take note of the priority list. So in the next video now, we'll be solving different questions and I'll be using the priority list.